Hey everyone, and welcome to this episode of Valheim Battlegrounds. And in this episode, we're going to be having 6 rounds of combat between various AI creatures in Valheim in this makeshift Colosseum. And today we're getting started with the singular Lox versus none other than 50 skeletons. Can this Lox beat 50 skeletons? Let's see it. Battle begins. The Lox is slowly fighting away, but the Lox has a trick up its sleeve. The Lox is going to be able to stomp the skeletons down, doing a ton of damage. Unbelievable. This Lox is an absolute fearsome beast, but these skeletons aren't too shabby either. 50 skeletons, 50 versus 1. The archers are poking away at that thick hide of the Lox. Another big stomp. It looks like these skeletons are in trouble. This beast is an absolute monster, and it looks like it is going to get the best of these skeletons slowly but surely as it walks around, and another big stomp. A little overkill there, but it looks like the Lox is the champion. One Lox is able to beat 50 skeletons. Unless these last two can poke him down, it certainly does not appear that way. Alright, and now, as the finishing blow lands, we're going to go on to round number 2. And for round number 2, we've got 60 Draugr, and they're going to be combating against 30 goblins. The goblins are outnumbered 2-1, but these little goblins are pretty damn strong. The battle begins. It's a sea of green as the battle commences here. Particle effects blooming through the sky as people die, but you know what? It actually looks pretty close, but I do believe that the goblins do have a bit of an edge here, as each individual goblin is quite a bit stronger than the Draugr, but the Draugr archers are split up very effectively, and they're poking down these goblins. Oh, but now the goblins are breaking through the front line. The goblins are eating away at those archers, and it looks like the goblins are, in fact, going to achieve victory, although they were outnumbered 2-1. And for round number 3, we've got 3 trolls versus what? From the sky descends wraiths! 30 wraiths! Can the trolls fight off these wraiths as they throw rocks into the sky? They got their logs ready. The wraiths descend on these trolls. One of the trolls is already stunned. The wraiths are doing a ton of damage, but they are getting hit by a tremendous strength of the trolls. It looks like the trolls are going to defend themselves here. One of them's down. One troll dies. 30 wraiths down. Let's move on to round number 4. For round number 4, we've got hatchlings descending from the sky against goblin archers. The goblin archers are throwing their javelins. These hatchlings are taking a ton of damage. Again, these goblins are incredibly strong. They are picking these dragons out of the sky. It looks like these goblins are more than a match for this swarm of hatchlings. Although, I gotta tell you, these hatchlings are pretty terrifying, but these goblins are just too much. They're picking them out of the sky like it's nothing. In fact, they're faring way better than the trolls are. In fact, that hatchling's gone. He's like, later, I'm out of here. And it looks like the trolls are going to be able to get him. That hatchling made the mistake of coming back. We have another hatchling trying to escape. Complete disaster for these hatchlings. They're not going to be able to fight off these goblins. The goblins achieve victory in this fight between the dragons. For round number 5, we've got 5 trolls. Now, these trolls have been very successful in their recent fights, but can they fend off werewolves? 10 werewolves, 2v1. These trolls are pretty strong, but these werewolves do pack a punch themselves. The trolls find themselves having quite a bit of a fight here, as a couple of them get staggered in the battle, but it looks like their weaponry, those massive tree stumps, are doing enough to keep these werewolves at bay. But it looks like as the night begins to dawn, the werewolves are getting the better of these trolls. The trolls are having a hard time fighting off the wolves. Only one left. And it looks like the wolves are going to get the victory as they swarm and take down the final troll. And we are off to the final round of this here combat arena. And for the final battle of Valheim Battle Arena, we've got 50 goblins ready to take on 100 wolves. The wolves getting the drop on the goblins. It is an absolute massacre of wolves here. The game can barely keep up with what's happening. Fire just blooms from the battle as the goblins light these wolves on fire. The goblins, outnumbered 2-1, are just one-shotting these wolves. I thought the element of the surprise would have been beneficial to these wolves, and it looks like it might be. The goblins are going down. Individually, the goblins are so incredibly strong, but there's just too many wolves. Winter has come. Thank you guys so much for watching, and a very special thank you to all of our wonderful subscribers. We'll see you on the next episode of Valheim Battlegrounds.